Today, I am honored to have the chance to sit here with and interview the creator of the face healing method and expert in lymphatic drainage. After suffering from Bell's palsy, commonly known as face paralysis, at the age of 33, she decided to change her habits and live a balanced and healthy lifestyle to heal her face, mind, body, and soul. Today, she is 43 years old and the mother of 3 beautiful children. She is a pharmaceutical chemist and a facial yoga teacher by trade with a master's in Paediatric Oncology. Born in Nicaragua, raised in Guatemala, and currently living in Toronto, she has witnessed the transformation on the faces of more than 6,000 women who, with real testimonies, have shared their journey in the awakening of facial awareness. Her greatest accomplishment is having turned what once caused her great pain into her greatest strength. Welcome, Carolina Jarinova. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Who do you think is the most annoying celebrity?
Oh my God, Bad Bunny.
Really? I love Bad Bunny. Do you prefer fried food or fresh food?
Fresh food.
Fresh food. That's why she has a beautiful glow all the time. Do you like salty or sweet?
Sweets.
Sweets. Money or happiness?
Both.
Both. Interesting answer. What if you had to choose just one, though? What if you could only have one?
Money.
Money. Money buys you happiness.
It certainly ease you up into the happiness path.
Yeah. It's definitely hard. I know it's a misconception, but in order to have happiness, sometimes you need to have money. So I think I'm with you on that one. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Pistachio.
Ooh, mine too. And when life gives you lemons, what do you do with them?
Lemonade.
What are you most passionate about in life?
Creating change.
And how are you doing that today?
Well, this is a really deep question for me because my life changed when my mother was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My mom was the most amazing mom in the world, and she always gave her life for her kids. And she didn't notice that something was wrong in her body.
Oh.
So that was my first cue to everything that I do now. That is having awareness of everything that is happening into your body. And after that, and I know that it's really recent a bit in the interview, but I also had a Bell's palsy, and I was so stressed that I didn't notice that I was suffering until I had 48 hours after I had the Bell's palsy. So for me, one of the things that I want to create is changing on how people perceive their bodies.
Right.
The awareness of not judging if you look old or young or fat or slim. It's awareness of what is happening
inside
in your body. Because your body is like a painting. It always has a message, and it's always saying what your face and your systems require. And my mom didn't saw that until it was too late. So she got diagnosed, and 3 months after, even though we did everything that we could, she passed out.
Just 3 months.
3 months after. It was a stomach cancer. And ironically, she used to swallow all her emotions, all the things that were happening. She didn't express that. And that's how if you think about it, that's one of the reasons I really deeply believe that that's why she had the cancer in the stomach. So that's the path that I'm really into. I want, and it's maybe I'm gonna sound like a dreamer, but I want more kids with their mom to enjoy themselves. I miss her so
beautiful.
much.
Yeah.
And also I want to prevent the anxiety and stress gives you a facial paralysis because I had it 7 years ago. I was 35, and that moment stopped my life. And I thought, like, what are you going to have at 55? My mom died at 55.
That's
are you going to
so
have a
young.
heart attack? Or what are you going to do now? And that is the change that I want to create. Bring women awareness of what is going on in your body, like really deeply.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's such a deep story. And I actually want to dive into that a little bit more. How old were you when your mom passed away from cancer?
It was 12 years from now, so I think I was about to turn 40.
Okay.
30.
And she was 50.
She was 55, and she had
So
me
young.
at 25. Like, I'm really bad with math.
Okay. We can
I'm
do
more
the math.
creative. So, yeah, 12 years ago, and I'm 43, so 41.
But it's hard to lose
31.
your mom at that age. It's just, you still want to look up to her, spend time with her. 55 is very young to lose your mom.
Yeah, she was really young, and you can tell that she was sick because she was never sick. All the time she was like that, really hard worker. And I was a mom really early. I had my first baby when I was 20, and she was helping me all the time to raise my kids. So she managed to know my 3 kids, but she didn't know my brother or my sister kids. So at least I had her like a grandma, and my
Yes.
kids know her like a grandma for a little bit. But when she passed out, my youngest son was 4. So
He probably doesn't remember
Yeah.
a lot of her. And so you suspect that her mental health and her emotional health was suffering, and you think that contributed to her stomach cancer you were mentioning.
Yes, of course. She had a lot of problems with my dad. The relationship was really like a struggle. And she was always getting, like, she was trying to cover everything that it was happening outside, and trying to make like the perfect family and have him around. And so we as kids didn't suffer. And also she was struggling a lot with money. And that's why I told you in the previous question that between money and happiness, I will choose money, because my mom didn't have a lot of money and my dad wasn't providing. So it was a struggle, and she was always stressed of how are we going to pay for school, for the house, for the food, for everything. So she was really in debt. And if you join the things like everything in her relationship plus the money issues, that was like the bomb that starts everything in your body.
Right. I agree with you 100%, but it's not something that doctors can diagnose, right? They can't see that you're suffering emotionally, financially, mentally, and eventually it just the stress contributes to physical ailments. And I think there's a lot of research that's happening now to see how they can make that correlation. But it's unfortunate that we didn't know how powerful stress can be to our bodies and how it can hurt our bodies. And I'm thinking, you have also suffered. How did you discover or develop Bell's palsy?
It was funny when you think about it, because when my mom was suffering from all the issues with my dad and the money, I wanted so much not to be like her. But when you're young, everything that you try not to do repeat itself, because like unconsciously, you just like do it.
Right.
So she had me when she was 19. I had my daughter when I was 20.
Right.
I had also problems with the dad about him providing for money for the kids financially.
Yes.
And I have to like work really, really hard to provide for them. They're 3, and I wanted to take them to the schools and like pay all the bills. So I had the same issue because I was struggling to ask him for money, plus trying to live my life. I was working for this big pharmaceutical that wanted me to have these sales and these like goals, and I was like eating like when I could, not when I have to. And I was like going really early, coming back to the house at 9 p.m., really tired, and every day was the same thing. So all this stress give me so much anxiety, because I was every meeting like trying to reach my goals and trying to make that paycheck for my kids, and they have to see me that I'm well, because I don't want to worry them, and I can't like say it to my mom either. And it was like everything together.
It's a lot.
So I exploded, and I had the Bell's palsy, which is the facial paralysis. Justin Bieber just had one, and it's a virus that you don't know where you got it, but when your immune system is down, it activates.
Okay.
And it projects in the nerve in the face, on the face, and it's really weird because I was eating. We call something ceviche, that is like shrimps and lemon.
Yeah.
And I couldn't feel the lemon. And I was like eating, and I was like...
You couldn't taste it?
I couldn't taste it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I couldn't taste it. And I was like, is this bad? This food is bad, or what is happening? And I was really mad because like I paid for this food, and that's weird. And I had a headache for like a week or so, and I was just taking pills for like headache, and like, oh, it's gonna pass. And then when I was like, try another thing, and it tastes weird. So I went to Google, and I Googled it, and I put headache plus lack of taste, or like not feeling the flavors, and it was Bell's palsy. So I called my doctor, and he asked me, check if you're blinking on both eyes. And I went to the mirror, and my surprise that my right eye wasn't blinking. It wasn't blinking, and I didn't notice. I thought I had like a eyelash or something, because it was like kind of irritated, but I didn't know that I wasn't blinking.
So it was dry.
It was dry. And I went to the emergency room, and when you had a Bell's palsy, the few hours, the early hours are the best to prevent it, or to try to diminish all the symptoms. And I was too late. So even though they did the best that they can, my Bell's palsy project the fullest. I lost the mouth movement, the eye movement.
So you couldn't talk?
I couldn't talk. I couldn't close my mouth. I couldn't eat, because if I wanted to have like a drink, everything was flowing out. If I wanted to use a straw, you have to use your muscles in your hand and like do this, and I couldn't. So everything was falling out. So you can smile, and I have to use a patch because it was so irritated because of like the lubrication that the blinking does. So I didn't know what really the muscles in your face do until I lost completely all the movement.
Right. And how long were you suffering with those symptoms before the doctors discovered it? Because you mentioned it was too late. How long was it happening for?
Well, I had a headache that it was really like really annoying from the scalp to the eye for 2 weeks before that.
2 weeks. So 2 weeks is too late.
2 weeks before that, then I had the ceviche, and I tried. And I lost the flavor, so I asked. And he said that when I came in, it was 48 hours where my Bell's palsy was starting. So.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry all of that happened. And it sounds like a lot of this happened at a time that you were most stressed.
Yes, I was going through my divorce in that moment. So everything was like really happening in that moment.
Yeah.
So you don't know, like you always say to yourself, like, I'm gonna be fine, I'm not gonna focus on that, I'm gonna focus on the positive, and you like close that door,
right?
But then everything gets accumulated, and somewhere your body is gonna explode.
Exactly. And that's what happened to you. I'm so sorry that you had to experience all that. I have heard Justin Bieber's story, but I have 2 other friends who've experienced it before, and at very difficult times in their life. Similar to you, they were very stressed when it happened. So to me, it's pretty obvious that sometimes stress really does contribute to your physical health, and your physical health is telling you, please pay attention to your body. Something needs to happen. So how were you able to seek support, and what was your recovery like once you actually discovered that you had Bell's palsy?
Well, the first hours in the emergency room, I had the medication. And then on the next day, the doctor said you have to go to physiotherapy. And physiotherapy is, in Guatemala at least, is something that you do. And it's only like electrodes and try to move or do like facial exercises. And you also use the cold and heat therapy, which is like applying like cold towers and like to move the circulation and try to improve the inflammation that is happening in your face. The thing is that even if you have the best insurance in Guatemala, you will have to go every single day to recover completely.
Wow.
And my insurance wasn't covering that. So the job that I had, it was really good at the time. So they give me a period to recover, and I took that money to find what other options did I have.
Okay.
So I received a training doing face yoga since I knew a lot of lymphatic drainage. So I dig in and I certify myself in reflexology, acupuncture, lymphatic drainage for face, body. I was doing washa, that is a stone for the face. I was doing face yoga and exercises. And I managed to study everything to recover me. My main goal was for me. When the COVID came, it was really close to after my recovery. My company has to do a reduce of the employees, so they fire me. And that's when I decided that what am I going to do? Because like in COVID, who's going to hire me?
Yes.
So I did the best question that I could ever had done. And it was, what can I do? Or what can I share that it will bring me money that I know, like right now? What can I do that I know that it will bring me money? And I remember I have all these tools to recover. How many people is like wanting to recover from Bell's palsy? And I saw something like really important, that it was my right side, that it was the one that it was affected, looks younger than my left side.
And so this side is younger than your other side.
This right side is the one that I had the Bell's palsy, and this one is younger than this one.
Wow.
Because I was doing so much effort on activating all the muscles in the side that it was like really lift, and like every woman wants that, right?
Of
so
course.
I was like, what if I use these tools not only for Bell's palsy recovery, but also for beauty?
Of course.
And that's where I start my Instagram. I remember by that time I had like 400 followers. I started live. I didn't know how to do it. I said like, oh my God, 3, 2, 1, let's go. And I have 5 people watching. 3 of them were my kids and 2 random people. And that's how my business started.
And how many followers do you have now?
And TikTok over 300K, and on Instagram 269K.
Good for you. Congratulations on turning your healing and your recovery into such a huge success. For someone who, let's break it down. So for someone who doesn't have face paralysis or has never had it before, what are some of the benefits of face yoga?
Well, the lymphatic drainage is the one that is in charge of your glow. The whole skin glow is because of that. If you have like spots, acne, or do you have scars, stretch marks, everything can be improved if you stimulate your lymphatic drainage.
Okay.
We do it with face massage or with body massages.
So you're saying you don't even need to do microdermabrasion, laser, you don't need to do those physical features. You can actually do it through massage and lymphatic drainage.
That's right. You can do it every day, and you only need your hands and oil and know how to move those muscles. And that the lymphatic flow has a map So all your face and your body has nodules. We have over 600 to 700 nodules in all our body. And those are like the little passages of where you remove all the toxins, the excess of fluids. And if you manage to unclog them and move all those fluids every single day, you're going to have a glowy skin. It's going to look so much younger. And also with face massage, we activate some muscles to give you a lifting. So we tone all the muscles. So just as I did, my face, I saw it when it was like all down and I couldn't blink, I couldn't smile. So I have to do the face exercises, which are also a part of face yoga. And I created this huge method that is the face healing method. So it's not a normal face yoga. It's a face healing method. Through your face, using your reflexology, all your acupuncture points, your lymphatic drainage, and your muscle, you're healing because all the organs are represented in your face too. So if you have spots, let's say, is on your cheeks, that means that you have most likely lack of breathing because here are the lung spot, the point of lungs. So when you inhale deeply and exhale deeply while you're doing your face massage here, you're relaxing your lungs and giving more oxygen to your face, to your whole body. Also, there's another point where like you balance your hormones, which is something that if you feel that your face is not glowing enough or you have acne, most likely is because you have hormonal disorders.
Okay.
So there's a point in here that is the gland that balance all your hormones. And we activate it just by doing massages here in your frown. So not only are we removing the frown lines, but we are boosting our gland that balance our hormonal system. So you can like balance all the acne that it was coming out because you have anxiety, stress, or hormonal disorders. And everything is a circle. So you get stress, the cortisol is coming out.
Yes.
Then you get like all your stagnation in your stomach and everything is like the toxins are going up. So everything projects on your skin. You don't have energy. You have lack of sleep because if you have a lot of toxins, also give you insomnia. And when you don't sleep well, that circle starts again because you're like your nervous system is like running and running like it's an alert because you never relax. So it's the circle again going on, and your metabolism also slow down. And if you're like if you want to get pregnant, also there's another thing that I have received a lot of testimonies of when you have these disorders in your hormonal system. You can't get pregnant. And there's a lot of things that happen because your cortisol is inside the whole time.
Right.
And you can't like eliminate that. And when you do your face massage and also your lymphatic drainage in your body, everything that is in your intestines and the cortisol that is accumulated is going to drain.
Wow.
Balancing and showing your body what is going out and what has to go in, like inside. There's a thing that if you have your pH in your body, the way that he can recognize the virus, the bacteria, the toxins, and everything that is not contributing to him, he knows what. It's like has a police detecting, like you go out, you get down, you get drained. But if your pH is so full of toxins, your body get confused and your energy is
not
going
in sync.
down. Exactly. It's like these police guys of your body that is like lymphatic drainage and also all the cells are like, what are we doing? Like, we don't know which one, like, are you good? Are you bad? Because everything is in disguise because everything has, like, it's so much toxin that it can, like, identify which one is it. And that's what we do when we boost our immune system.
Okay, so I'm going to have to see you so you can help me get pregnant.
Oh my God, I didn't know why I was receiving this energy. I have a thing that when I have memories or something that I have to say, sometimes I'm like, why am I talking about this? And it's because someone is thinking about that. And I'm like connecting with that energy. So it's really like something that always happened to me. Like, why am I talking about this? I started in my mind.
As soon as you brought it up, I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's what I need. No. So is it safe for pregnancy if women are already pregnant? Can you practice the same techniques, or is it a different technique?
It's the same technique. It's nothing aggressive. It doesn't have any contraindications. It doesn't have any warnings at all. This is a safe practice. You do it with yourself, looking at your mirror. So it's not like something that is going to injure you. It's just being in peace, breathing, doing some exercises that you're going to feel that are so relaxing to your body. You experience that in Alo, right?
Right.
So it was really soft. It's not like invasive. So you can do it every day. And when you start doing it, your body asks you to do it. I had a thing that after my Bell's palsy, now every time that I'm stressed, I can feel my right side getting stiff.
So it's activating.
Yes, it's getting like stiff, like it's getting like it's weird because I can feel like I have trouble blinking, and that's my body expressing you're getting stressed. So my body is like, no, let's do my face yoga. Let's do the breathing. Let's do like something to relax. Let's do something to take that energy out. Because I was really anxious sometimes, and I have to recognize that I used to think that being anxious was bad.
Right.
Being anxious is that you have more energy than your body can hold. So when you know that, you find ways to release that extra energy.
Okay.
Like doing yoga, breathing, face yoga, exercise, walking, whatever you like, but you remove that extra energy from your body. And that way, the anxiety is no longer a problem.
Wow, I've never heard of that approach before for anxiety. So you're talking about a physical release.
Exactly.
Interesting. That's such an interesting perspective. Okay, and now, so have you had another relapse or episode of face paralysis since you've been doing face yoga, or it doesn't come back anymore?
It didn't come back anymore. So I live every day with a virus that can be active if I don't boost my immune system.
Right. But you're also preventing it through your practice.
Exactly. So I do face yoga and lymphatic massage on my body every single day. I do my breathings and I do my face healing method every single day to prevent that Bell's palsy.